Erik, your first impressions from your first VNL trip, done and dusted, in the books. What were your overall takeaways?
Yeah, I was real happy with how our group traveled and competed. We obviously had some moments where I thought we were inconsistent. We needed to figure out how to play at a high level for longer periods of time, but I thought the experience was super valuable for a lot of our younger, more inexperienced players. It's a great opportunity this first year in the quad to get some experience for those players, learn some things about them when they go and compete. Obviously the first two matches were really tough. We get Italy with a lot of their roster back from Paris. And then we get Brazil missing a few players, but in Brazil, it's the first time I think, we had a lot of players that experienced that piece of it, playing Brazil in Brazil. Also with a very hostile crowd towards us, but a super cool atmosphere, tons of energy. So it was great to be in that environment, see how we did, and then I liked the progression of how we continue to play through the week. Obviously, it was unfortunate that we didn't win that Czech match. I thought we had a good opportunity. They had some nice players, for sure, a little more experience than we have. So I thought we did a nice job competing in that match, and even better job competing in the Korea match. The one thing I thought was really good was we got in some tight sets in the Italy match, in the Czech match, and the Korea match. And in those moments, we didn't back down at all. I thought we were real consistent. We were consistent for a long period of time and competed really hard.
Beyond the compete factor, obviously I'm assuming there are little goals that you set, maybe in individual spots where players should be, or, things you want to see within the match that you might set as a goal going in. Did you do that for week one? And what might some of those little goals, little accomplishments be from week one?
Yeah, obviously we want to go play good, clean volleyball. Good contacts, first contact, serve and pass. We want our defense to be tight, but we know that's going to take a little time. We have a lot of athletes in the gym. We've spent very little time with very individual groups. There's just been a lot of movement. So getting comfortable next to the player, next to you, getting comfortable with the player next to you has been challenging. So because of all that movement. But we've also implemented some system stuff that's a little bit different and very specific. And so we wanted to see in those stressful moments, could we play into those systems? I think we've made a lot of progress in the training gym with those, but when you go and play against the top team in the world or play Brazil in Brazil with 12,000 screaming Brazilians, a lot of times those things go by the wayside a little bit. And for sure we saw some of that happening. But again, as the week progressed, I thought our athletes did a great job of kind of playing back into what we've been training for the last month. So I was real encouraged, with the Czech match and the Korea match.
We touched on it, but right out of the gate, you faced two of the toughest tests that you might face all summer in Italy with almost their entire Olympic squad back, Brazil with a lot of Olympic returners. You as the head coach, obviously, what were your takeaways from those two very tough matches? Yeah,
look, I thought there were great individual performances from a bunch of people. And that's the cool part. And, part of the process of taking some more inexperienced players is you get that from one or two players, but not all 6 or 7. So I think we had some moments for some players here and there. Again, I thought by the fourth match, I thought we played really clean and well, the whole group, not just a player here or there. But yeah, Liv played great in that Brazil match. There were other players I thought that stepped up and showed us what they can do. And so that's real encouraging, and we'll keep learning those lessons as we go.
It seems, Erik, that the process is kind of a theme so far at this point in this season, and that process is now through 1 week. You're processing currently at the time of us filming this into week 2. Well, how is that process going to evolve and change throughout the summer into now, specifically where you're moving into the second week, having that first week under your belt?
Yeah, again, kind of how well can we play for how long is going to be the theme of it. We continue to kind of work on the systems that we've adjusted and changed. We'll continue to do that. That's going to be a 4-year process, and we're going to add some stuff as we go. The cool thing is that everyone's kind of in it for the long run. We're all kind of like reminding each other, hey, let's not burn the house down because we're not winning right away. We know it's going to take time. So we got to follow that same advice. We're going to stick to the process and know that it's going to be a bumpy road probably at the beginning here.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to the next step of that process going into week 2 of VNL. Erik, thanks so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.